Timmy was in California.
Oh, y'all.
Hey.
Okay, well, ready?
Go.
Do this. I'm gonna mute all y'all until I'm done talking.
Good.
All right, here we go. Okay. So here we all are, rather together to remember Jim Robb, or as I called him, Jimmy. I'll say that Mom and I never realized that when we decided to do a virtual celebration for Jim, that virtual reality would have come a normal way of life for all of us. So maybe it was an inspired decision after all, and not just a form of procrastination. Us Robs, we don't like to acknowledge sad things, and a departure from this life can be the saddest, right? Dad used to say that Mom was like an ostrich. She'd stick her head in the sand if things got negative so she could wake up happy in the morning. And this apple doesn't fall too far from that tree. Maybe we could all use some of that right now. So here we are all gathered to remember someone that we love much sooner than we thought. As all of you know, Jim was a naturally talented artist and musician, and oh, what a voice. We all wanted so much for him, and bring himself to capitalize on those things like we thought he could, but I think he was afraid he'd lose them if he tried and somehow failed. So he decided to keep them safe within himself, something that I think deserves respect as a conscious decision that he made. Speaking of Jim, he had a lot of nicknames: Jim, Jim Robb, Jimmy, Little Jimmy, Big Jim, Jim Bob Badass Robb. And I heard another one someone reminded me of yesterday, Jimbo. I found out a couple of years ago that he didn't like to be called Jimmy, but he told Mom it was okay when I did it. He didn't like Jim Bob Badass Robb either. I don't know where that started, but I assume it was in Tulsa. And thanks, Rick, for always keeping that one alive. I always thought it was pretty cool myself, and I was surprised to learn that he didn't like it. He just liked Jim, just Jim. He had some infamous favorite phrases that we've all heard. Who loves you, baby? See you around like a donut. Boom, done. And I know there were more, but I think all of our favorite was 143 bicycle, which meant I love you, bye-bye. He found escape and joy in music, and football, and the different ways that he connected with all of you. He was a naturally gifted artist and musician. He could play the guitar, the keyboard, and his lifelong love, the drums. He was my Shazam long before iPhones and apps. He could answer anything. He loved anything and everything about the space program too. I remember we watched the last Apollo mission together on top of our roof in Lakeland, Florida in the 70s. Okay, this is gonna get a little rough for a few minutes. The end was sad, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but hang in there with me. It's not to make you sad. I want to offer you the divine gift that we were given on August 25th, 2019 at 11:43 a.m. His first message to us. And one that I believe Mom knows in her mind, and I pray will be blessed with comfort of it fully in her heart and soul soon. I believe this is the reason we're here today, that maybe we can pass this gift on to you. Jimmy was pretty darn sick for several years. So many of you have helped in insurmountable ways for longer than that. The last few years were especially rough. He pretty much kept it to himself and didn't want any attention on it. We had to coerce him to let us take him to the hospital for critical care several times. He didn't even feel well enough to do that. Jim had been waiting for this surgery, and with a lot of help from friends and family, he fought hard for it for 2 years. He was pumped up when he got the news that it was going forward. His surgeon said that the only time he saw Jim smile was when he told him, "Okay, brother, we're going for it." Now, that's not that we'd won the fight with the doctors. It's that Jim was now in worse shape without the surgery than he was taking the risk. A year earlier, a dear friend of our family that we affectionately call the Prez drove over 1,000 miles to Eric just to take Jim personally to Integris Hospital in Oklahoma City to plead with the doctors to help this man. We felt like we were trying and could not get them to accept that Jim was willing to take the risk. He wanted to be better or blast off in all of his glory, trying to get that way. We needed our best closer that we knew to go to bat for Jim, and we got it. He delivered, like so many of you that I now see were Jim's personal army. Mom and I had been back and forth to the hospital for a few days ever since Jim was admitted. And this time I pleaded with her to stay home and get some rest. We believed that he was going to have a long recovery. A bit over 24 hours before he passed, I was with him in the hospital. He had been up and down every couple of minutes for hours, the nurses told me. He wasn't supposed to get out of bed unaccompanied because he was so weak. He could not get comfortable. He was just looking for relief. He wasn't real patient with any of it either, as you can imagine, true to character, right up to the end. He needed help, but he didn't want to need it. A bit later, I was helping him turn over, and he took my hand and he said, "Let me go." It was the loudest whisper he could muster. I didn't want to believe what he was asking me, so I asked some questions. "Do you mean let your arm go?" "Do you mean let me go, you need to go to the bathroom again?" No answer. "Or do you mean let you go because you're done?" Then again he said, "Let me go." And he raised up, looked me right in the eyes, gave me a kiss on the lips. And I said, "Okay, I will, but I'm staying here as long as you do." He was so done with pain and disappointment. The nurse started asking him questions. "What's your name?" He knew that one, and I was encouraged. Then they asked a few more, and the answers were scattered and incoherent. Then the nurse asked him, "Where are you?" And Jim answered, "Santa Barbara." We were losing him. The nurse immediately began the process to move him to intensive care, and that was the moment I wondered if he was really here any longer. I imagined he might have already gone back to the place he loved the most. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know the peace, the comfort, and the gratitude that we do. Jim didn't die. Jim was released and restored. We believe he accepted Christ in that hospital room as Gary and Darlene continually prayed and sang over him and asked him if he was okay with everything. Uncle Gary, I think he gave you a kiss on the lips too. And I think that was his confirmation to you. I understand the relief that comes from peace now when you see someone's suffering end. He loved his family and friends so much. He held all of you so dear in his heart. Even when it was few and far between, he was better at keeping in touch with all of you than we were. I know most of you have gotten calls from him on your birthdays or maybe out of the blue and maybe really late at night. Over the months and the years, he loved you all so much, and I know you're on his mind and in his heart more than you might have ever known. I want to say to Tony, Donna, Scott, and Tanya, you were more brothers and sisters to him than uncles, aunts, and cousins. You guys were with him through far more than I ever was. Over many years, along with Mom, I've never seen more unconditional love than what you all gave to him. I know it wasn't easy sometimes, but you were always there for him and always left the door open for him and kept being there to support and love him. I looked back at Jimmy's face before we all left the hospital that day. An hour before, he looked yellow and strained and so weak. But just moments after his passing, he looked warm and rosy. And I swear there was the most peaceful Mona Lisa smile on his face. It was comforted my heart more than I could have ever imagined. I felt uplifted and calm and peaceful, and I must say so very relieved for my Jimmy. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that was close to him, he did not want a funeral and literally would rather go up in flames. Our whole family was so supportive. Do whatever you want, they said, or do nothing. It's up to you. So for a while, we did nothing. At least we felt like we did. And I realized looking back that Mom and I and Jim did have our private tribute together. We took a family road trip back to California. And in a little black box in his trusty Durango that he loved so much, he rode between us all the way. His spirit soared and surrounded us. Not only were we taking him back to his promised land, Mom was going to get to see her granddaughter, Olivia, and her great-granddaughter, Honor, something she thought would never happen again. We stopped at as many roadside attractions as we could instead of saying, oh, we should do that sometime. It was a long journey and a really, really special time for the three of us. We got some strange looks taking that little black box everywhere. But now that everyone's wearing masks, what's strange anyway, right? And when it comes to Mom, she doesn't care what other people think, especially if it has anything to do with her babies. A lot of family was gathered around Jim in the days before and up to the time he was sprung into orbit. Prayers, such beautiful songs of praise. Thank you, Aunt Darlene and Gary, for representing the whole family with your presence. I know everyone was praying and singing for him. Messages and phone calls from all over poured in constantly, letting us know prayer and love was covering us up. The love that was poured over him. Tony had the premonition not to wait until the weekend to come, and so he did get to see Jim. And Aunt Gayla, I know you were on your way out of town and wanted to see him before you went in, and you got to see him too. That was a real blessing. I was really happy for that. Mom and I camped at Tanya and Steve's house, and we were joined by a lot of family over those days. It was an awesome surprise visit from Aunt Pat, who hadn't gotten out in a while, and it was a crazy, kind of beautiful and wonderful family time. Scott and I were on the call list, and I thought, why would I ever need a backup? I've always got my phone with me. But as it would have it, I missed a call that night, a critical call. Thank goodness it went to Scott, who called Tanya, who got Mom, and we left for the hospital for the last time. Jimmy was a great brother. He stood up for me in a lot of ways. We were always new kids at school, over and over, but we always had each other. He really gave it to them when I got a pixie haircut and they started calling me a boy. He wasn't having it because it made me sad. We would make forts out of blankets and camp out in the living room. We were lucky. Our parents were MLMers, and we had a lot of free time together. No, don't feel guilty, Mom. We loved it. We hung out in a little room under the stairs of our Palos Verdes house in the Turner days. Jim converted it to a tiny TV room. He made me lunch, and we hung out in there and watched the Brady Bunch. We loved it, and he did things like that with me a lot. I didn't even remember having fights or arguments with him or having been made to feel like an unwanted little tag-along. He was cool with me hanging out. The only time I can remember him busting me for anything was when I ditched school in the 4th grade in Lakeland, Florida. I didn't know that anyone knew about it until dinner time when he asked me, "So, Charm, how was school today?" Thank God Dad wasn't there. I can't imagine the shocked look on my face, and then he sat there and watched me try to work my way out of that one. I think he was worried that I hung out at the lake all day. It wasn't a great place for 2 little 4th grader girls to be loitering, and he wanted to do whatever he could to make sure it didn't happen again, and it didn't. Now, if I told him ahead of time what I was planning to do, and he could have looked out for me, I think we could have had a long-term arrangement that would have worked. So I bet you all believe in signs. I know we do. We've had so many signs, everywhere the signs, one of Jim's favorites. We've had so many cool connections made in this lingering time. Driving home from the hospital in somewhat of a daze, I watched the road but didn't really see anything until the exit sign off of the freeway at the Rockwell exit in Oklahoma City blared at me. Exit 143. Wow. Tanya realized too later that day that Jim's departure time was set at 11:43, 143. There it was again. Another confirmation. I'm the one that never sees big birds when someone says, "Oh my God, you see that beautiful hawk or that eagle," or whatever it is. But on the way home, about 2 blocks from Tanya's house, there it was. It was sitting as close to the road as possible on top of a for sale sign in somebody's front yard, right at eye level, a huge red-tailed hawk. posing all proud, and I felt like all for me. Mom, on the other hand, gets preferential treatment. She sees Jim walk up and down our halls once in a while and in and out of the dining room. He's always wearing a white shirt. A couple of days ago, Mom was lingering on the edge of sleep and suddenly woke up, and there was Jim. But she said she must have been dreaming because when she came fully awake, he wasn't there. And I say, oh, yes, he was. He's watching over you. The night that he passed away, it was late, and I woke up and I went outside to watch the lightning. I guess Jim and I both had things for fiery stuff in the sky. I've never seen such a lightning storm. It raced across the sky horizontally over my head in every direction and all around me. No rain, just beautiful warm breeze and all the lightning anyone could ever want. It brought back memories of sitting on Aunt Gayla's porch, the three of us in the swing, watching one of Oklahoma's most wonderful blasting bolt lightning storms. We had a great time. I felt like this one was being put on just for me. So call it what you want. We call it Jimmy. Even Olivia has seen hawks circling over the riverside property that they have. It's always three of them. And she says, it's Uncle Jimmy, Mom. I just know it. So I want to say, too, that I only have one regret right at this minute. And that's that I'm not sitting right there next to you, Mom. You're my best friend. And you were Jim's, too. Our biggest cheerleader, loving, close, fun, never wigged out about crazy stuff we did. If something was broken, it was like, we'll get another one. It's just the thing. Super cool. You were the cool mom on the block. And I got that from you. And Olivia got that from me. And she's raising honor with that now. So we may not be in the material position right now that we expected to be, but you passed on a legacy of true love and kindness, and you made us all who we are today, and that is priceless and forever. Okay. So here's a toast to Jimmy, Jim, Jimbo, little Jimmy, big Jim, Jimbo, badass Rob. Salute, cheers, no, let me see, and let me unmute everybody. You can throw in what you like. I think it's rest in peace, dude. Who loves you, baby? 1, 4, 3. Bicycle.
Bicycle.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. when the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face. And when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry, be happy. Hey, I give you my phone number. When you worry, call me. I make you happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style, ain't got no gal to make you smile. But don't worry, be happy. Cause when you worry your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Now there is this song I wrote. I hope you learned it note for note like good little children. Don't worry, be happy. Listen to what I say. In your life expect some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
Good job, Chom.
Beautiful. Oh, that's our tribute. I would like to ask my aunt and uncle and my cousin Cherie and my aunt Darlene and Gary to sing a song now. They've come together from out in the middle of nowhere to help us with this, and it's the one request my mom had for today. So take it away, guys. Love you.
Can you hear us?
Pretty good.
Can you see us?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. When he's like a river, attendeth my way. When sorrows like sea what have my love thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul.
With my soul, it is well. It is well with my soul.
My sin knows the bliss of the glorious thought. My sin not in part, but the whole is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well, with my soul.
With my soul,
It is well, it is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when thy face shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as the scroll. The trumps shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well, with my soul.
with my soul,
It is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul.
Wow.
Woo! Woo!
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here. Anybody that wants to say anything, please pipe up.
I'll just say something real quick. Charm, that was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
That's an incredible tribute. The slideshow was wonderful. And, oh, Darlene, you guys are phenomenal. I wish I could sing like you. He would love this. And so thank you all very much. Everybody looks great. Donna, I remember you as a beautiful bride down there. I can remember your wedding pictures. You look great too. So thank
Thank
you all.
you. Thank you. Thanks for letting me come on.
Jim was an incredible person, and you did every ounce of everything he deserved. He was wonderful, and I know we'll all miss him.
Yeah. Thank you, Aunt Kayla.
For those of you that don't know Gayla, she's Jim's auntie.
But let me add,
Okay.
we had about 4 years difference in our age. I always more thought of him as my little brother more than my nephew. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
he was always
too.
like a little brother to me.
Very
in the-
true.
Yeah, those pictures had a lot of my mom and dad in them, so that was touching.
Yeah.
They did.
Arm, this was a cool idea, and I'm glad that you made the trouble and took the time and everything to do something like this. This is very cool, and we thought a lot of Jim and only wish we could have been with him more, but we trust that he was watching over us today as we did this little tribute for him. So we love you guys and hope to see you soon.
Agree. Love you too.
Aunt Sandra, you and Londa's have been awfully quiet.
We're just enjoying listening to everyone.
Good.
That look great.
I'll just say something about Jim. Of course, Greg was born just 9 days before Jim, and as Jim and Greg got a little older, Bev was beginning to late. So I got in that time, so that was a real bonding time. I'm sorry that we couldn't be there when he was so ill. I was having a lot of problems myself at that time, but just hate that we couldn't be there. But a lot of prayers went up for the Wynn, with the Wynn family for Jim and Bev and Charm also. So Charm, you did an excellent, excellent job. It's so good to see your sweet face and my little Bev. So we love all of you, and thank you for letting us know about this.
Thank you. Love you too.
Yeah, I remember Jim when he was little. Boy, he could eat better than anybody I ever knew.
Yeah,
I tried to feed
Yep.
him, you get the spoon up there fast enough.
that's right. That's
He
right.
was quite a guy from the very beginning.
Yeah. I remember Mom telling me those stories, and you had two of them to feed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One to
Jim-
hold the jar and the other one to shovel it in. Oh, gosh.
And one would just eat real fast, and the other one, Greg, you had to just keep poking the spoon in his mouth to get him to eat. So
Oh, gosh.
it's
Well,
Memories are so good.
Donna, thank you for coming on. It's so wonderful to see you and have you here. I really appreciate it.
guys too. We enjoyed it.
Thank you.
We got to check out. We got to make a run to Chris's house since we are not getting out. He picked us some things at the grocery store. He wanted me to apologize that he couldn't be in here. But was collecting groceries from the people in where they live and take them to a center for to be able to distribute it for people in need. So he had that going on at his church, so he couldn't be here. So anyway.
Can't think of a more appropriate tribute than to be doing something like that right now. So,
For
you know,
sure.
it's an odd time, and technology fortunately let us do something right now. So thank you all for coming on. I really, really appreciate it and love seeing you all so much.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you,
Love
Jeannie.
you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you
Love
all. Thank you. I'm looking at each of you.
Getting down to the two of us again, aren't we?
Say goodbye to your mom.
I will.
Oh, there she is. Bye.
Bye.
Wait.
Bye, sweetheart. Oh, thank you guys so much.
No, it's our pleasure
See you,
to be.
Donna, sis. Talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, Charm, call me Jeannie.
What,
I
baby?
love you so much. I love you, Jeannie.
I know you. I know you do, baby, and I appreciate it. We had
You
some
changed
fun
my
times.
life. We did.
Yeah.
You changed my life, and
Well, thank you.
I haven't got to say that to you in a long time, but you did, Jeannie. You changed my life, and I love you.
Thank you, baby. I love you too. We should see each other more often, I believe.
I think so. I miss you.
Miss you
We
too,
miss
baby.
you.
Say hello to all the group, okay?
I
It's
love you,
here.
Charm.
Love you too,
Yeah.
baby.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bigger, bigger.
Okay.
Charm, you did a heck of a job. You did a great job, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Mom.
So shall we end this and hope that everybody that wasn't able to get on, they can still watch it.
Anybody can watch it anytime. So how cool is that?
That's cool. I like it.
Okay. I'll talk to you shortly. 143 bicycle.
Bigger, bigger.